1.8 million Americans. Every year, that is the number told they have cancer. It is a moment that stops time, a heavy silence that changes everything. But the real tragedy isn't the diagnosis, it is the timing. Over 60% of cases are found in the final stages, when survival rates crash from 90% to under 20%. We have been waiting for symptoms. We should have been listening for signals, because months before the first ache or lump, the blood already knows. This breakthrough changes the rules of the game. We just were not looking in the right place. A landmark study in Nature Medicine says we should have been looking at the blood. Hi, if we have not met yet, I am the digital avatar for Dr. Zuleta. He writes every script you hear, and his team reads every comment you leave. He built me to distill the science that matters, the papers that could change how we catch disease, how we treat it, and how we stay ahead of it. The problem with how we find cancer today is that we are essentially reactive. We wait for symptoms to manifest before we even start the search. Then we scan, then we biopsy. By the time most cancers get diagnosed, they have already been growing silently for years, sometimes decades. Consider the detection gap. Stage 1 lung cancer has an 80% 5-year survival rate. It is highly treatable when caught early. But for stage 4, that survival rate falls to under 10%. That massive canyon between hope and despair is what we are trying to close. A landmark study titled Liquid Biopsies Across the Cancer Care Continuum, published in 2025, changes the game entirely. Researchers discovered that when cancer cells divide, they don't just grow, they broadcast their presence into your bloodstream. They release fragments known as circulating tumor DNA, or ctDNA. These are microscopic messages containing the cancer's unique genetic code. It is not just DNA, it is circulating tumor cells and exosomes. The blood is the messenger, and it is carrying the signature of the disease. If cancer is broadcasting its presence through the bloodstream, we can finally listen before it ever announces itself with physical symptoms. One single blood draw is all it takes. This is the shift from looking for the fire to detecting the smoke in the walls. Liquid biopsy can now detect cancer signals across multiple cancer types simultaneously from that single sample. It is a comprehensive screen. Colorectal, lung, breast, pancreatic, at stages much earlier than conventional imaging could ever hope to see. It's about sensitivity. Think of it like a smoke detector versus a fire alarm. A fire alarm goes off when your house is already burning and visible damage is done. A liquid biopsy catches it in the wall, detecting the smoke particles before the first flame ever appears. It is the ultimate early warning system. It doesn't just detect, it tracks. It can monitor treatment response in real time, weeks or months before a CT scan shows any physical change. It detects what scientists call minimal residual disease, individual cancer cells that are completely invisible on any scan we currently have. The strengths are clear. It's non-invasive. It allows for longitudinal monitoring over time, and it's backed by real clinical population data. But we must be balanced. False positives remain a challenge, especially in very early stage tumors. The science is evolving quickly. Clinical pathways for what to do after a positive result are still being established. We are defining the new standard of care as we speak. This is a fast-moving technology. The trajectory of the data matters just as much as any single snapshot in time. We are catching the trend. This is exactly what ThriveMed is built for. We don't just look at one data point, we look at the entire landscape of your health. Your digital twin integrates ctDNA signals alongside genomics, metabolomics, continuous vitals, and imaging over time. It is a unified view. The power is in the pattern. By catching the trend early, we turn potential early signals into decisive, life-saving early action. We are no longer locked into a reality where we only find cancer when it is too late. The paradigm is shifting from reactive to proactive. The blood already knows what is happening inside. We are simply learning to listen. The science is here, and it is time we used it. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the future of health. Stay vital.